All right, let's get to this wedding. I was at this wedding, and dude, I'm racing around the French Quarter, and I'm trying to, a buddy of mine and I invested in a place down there a while back, and I couldn't find the code to the door and all of this shit, and so next thing you know, I'm locked out. I'm running around a J. Crew trying to find a belt and some slacks and just some kind of bullshit. At the last minute, run to this wedding, get there 40 seconds before it starts. And it was funny. Well, I mean, it was funny, man. It was funny to be there. A lot of guys that I grew up with. There's a guy in my hometown who, and I say this a lot, I mean, this kind of makes, I'm not trying to make this about me, but, he was getting married. And if I was better looking, I would be him. He looks like me, but better looking. Like people would see, like I guess would meet him and then meet me later and be like, "Oh man, what's going on, dude? Did you get stung by bees?" Because I look like him if he got stung by a bunch of bees, like in the face. That's kind of how we look. But it was great, man. We went there, and there's something cool about seeing your buddy, get emotional and have some feelings up there. And he's gleeking out of his eye sockets a little bit. He's feeling that love. And then his lady comes banging in at a courtyard, and she's all dolled up. She got on a couple $1,000 dress out there. They skirting out, running around, looking like, it looked like somebody, those doilies? Rich people, they don't want to set their cup on the table because they don't like the sound of it. Imagine how rich some people got. To the point where the sound of a cup hitting a table bothered them. So they had to put down a doily. Well, her dress, it looked like they'd taken a lot of those fancy, nice doilies and made a nice dress out of them. She came out and you're like, dang. I'd set 1,000,000 cups on this little lady. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not, trying to holler at the lady. I'm just saying she looked lovely, and it was nice, man. We just had a good time. It was that wedding. It was that wedding, that wedding fever. And this, my buddy that got married, he's a handsome guy. And I'm like, fuck, man, this dude, I couldn't help but feeling for one moment. I'm like, damn, is he is brave. That's what I thought. He's brave. Because that's what it seemed like to me getting married. You clamping in. And we were talking about that on the last episode. And it was just so funny that I was at a wedding because you're clamping in. And then I realized there's only a few, at this point I'm starting to realize there's only a few of my friends, like my friends from home that aren't married. And you start getting narrowed into a circle of friends. So it comes a point the only people you're friends with are the people who aren't married. So it's like, damn, guess I'm friends with fucking Donald. Because he ain't got nobody, Or guess I'm friends with Lamont because he blind and he ain't got nobody. So next thing you know, you're down to just a motley crew. It's just like, it's you, it's fucking, Big Donald with that thing on his neck. It's blind fucking Alan. And you get narrowed down into just the few people who aren't married. Those are your friends. That's because it's anybody's wife. Anybody with a wife isn't going to let them be friends with somebody who don't have a wife. And I don't blame them. I don't blame them at all. So it was interesting, man. We had fun, though. We did some dancing. Dude, my buddy's daddy can fucking dance. This dude, I'm going to call him sometime and have him on the podcast. I might even try to do it on Wednesday just to get some stories out of him. This dude, Lamar, he'll drop leg, bro. Dude, I'm watching him. I said, at one point, I'm like, damn, he got 6 legs. I bet his stepdaddy's a damn caterpillar because this man got 6 legs. And we had fun, man. We danced. I danced a little. I can't do it, man. I get tired easy. It used to be like 4 hours of raging, a couple tabs of Molly or whatever would make me tired. Now, like, a big muffin, and I got to slow it down. But it was wild to see. And it was especially wild because we were talking about weddings last week. You know, we cracking into that wedding bliss.